And a big good morning. Welcome to the Keller Heating and Air Conditioning High Octane Morning Show. Proud to be joined with John, former, still lead singer, but with the group Petra. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How are you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great. Glad to have you on the program this morning.
Hey, I'm excited to be there. Thank you so much.
Well, I tell you, how did you get started with Petra back in 1986?
They called me.
They called you?
Yeah, they called me. It was that simple. They called me. I had no intentions of ever singing again. I thought when I became a Christian that, because I'd been in the secular system, that I'd really blown it and God could never use me. Typical attitude of I know it all, God, I know God's plan, and of course I didn't.
Yeah.
And when Bob called me, I thought it was a joke, because by that time I was a Petra fan and thought, wow, that's the way you sing rock. And when I realized it really was Bob, I'm going, oh, yeah.
One of those where you hold the phone over and then start jumping a little bit?
Oh, no, my wife was doing all the jumping for me, trust me.
That's great. Well, and you've been with Petra now. You've got a single out. It's Where I Want to Be. How did that song come about, and where does that song come from?
Well, it comes from my new CD called The Greater Cause. It's my fourth project as a solo artist, which has been over almost 15-year period, I think, almost 16. Because I had a solo career as I was part of Petra also. Okay. But it went on hold for about 8 years when I took over the live portion of Petra, because, doing the Petra thing was a 24-hour job. So sure. Before I was just an employee, then I became sort of a part of the staff, and it just totally took up all my time. But this newest CD called The Greater Cause is really going back to my roots, but using, and by that I mean more the rock roots of the Headies days and the Petra days, but using current music, which are current music styles or sounds that are it just mixed well. It's exactly what I was hoping for, and I think it comes across that way.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Looking forward to hearing it. Looking forward to getting it out here, and it's going to be a great time. Of course, you got a little thing going on May the 5th. Tell us about that.
Well, actually, it's how would I put it? I guess it's an anniversary of the 40th year of Petra's ministry.
Wow.
It is a collection of the extreme Petra fans, better known as Pet Heads, who decided to come together in Indianapolis and basically celebrate the fact that Petra's meant something to them and Petra's been around for 40 years, and they want to celebrate it. And I'm going to be there and do a concert for them, and actually do some of the Petra stuff, but also because I'm a solo artist now, I'm going to do a lot from my solo projects.
Sure.
But it'll be fun. It's a whole weekend, I guess, or a whole day, starting in the morning through the evening. Of just getting together and having conferences and having question and answer sessions, and it's just it's going to be really cool. I'm pretty much just going to hang out with the guys. Wow,
that's going to be cool. What's everybody doing from Petra now? Can you give us a little update on everyone?
Well, yeah, I can actually. It's real easy. The classic Petra, which consists of Greg Bulls, John Lowry, Bob Hartman, Mark Kelly, and Louis Weaver. They're actually out touring right now, or are touring this year, with what I call the classic Petra. That's what they call themselves. And then, I've got so many, in the 7 years that I was heading out the live thing, I think we created and recreated about 5 bands.
Wow.
So there are a lot of guys that I could talk about. We probably don't have enough time for it.
Right.
But they're all, strewed all over the country, because they were all from different parts of the country. And I think one's actually has his own radio show now.
Wow.
One has ministry for wayward kids, the kids that were part of adoption and then grew out of it and but still are hurting. His ministry is amazing. That's Pete Orta. Lonnie Chapin, of course, is the disc jockey now. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Again, they are all I think all pretty much still involved in ministry in one way or another. But lost contact with some of them. But a lot of them would call me on at Christmas and that kind of stuff, saying, "I'm doing this, I'm doing that." And
that's awesome.
And it's great. God bless them. It's fun to see what they're doing.
Definitely. Well, I tell you what, we're looking forward to seeing you on May the 5th. I want to thank you for coming in and hanging out with us this morning. I also want to ask you before you go, give us a good story about Petra. Give us one of your favorite memories hanging with the band.
Okay, I will give you. Okay, we experimented with the first video I was ever part of called Whole World off of Back to the Street, and we actually did it in Canada. And the day we recorded, it was a pretty major deal. We got in an accident at the airport. It was just a long, drawn-out thing. But the video was finished. We used a producer that wasn't a Christian, but supposedly had the understanding of what we were all about. Spent a lot of money on it, waited around for it, and when we got it, we had one copy of a VHS, all right? And it was on our bus. And we all saw it. Louis wasn't in the bus yet, all right? And I think we picked him up later. And we'd all seen it and go, oh, boy. Not very happy. In fact, very disappointed. It totally did not have the image we wanted. It was worthless, to tell you the truth. And so we waited, had it in the VHS player, waited for Louis to get on the bus, and said, Louis, we got the new video. Oh, great, let me see it. And Louis is very adamant about things, and everything, actually. And so he watches the movie, or watches the video, quietly gets up, punches the reject button, grabs it, and we're parked along the side of the interstate for some reason. I don't know what it was. He opens the door, quietly walks out, and throws the VHS as far as he can throw it into a field.
Oh, no.
And we're all sitting with our mouth. Basically, it threw about $35,000 right out the window. And I'm going, we're all looking with our mouths wide open, going, well, we all wanted to do it anyway, so it wasn't like we could get too much static about it. He was just the one that did it. And the more I think about that scene, the more it just strikes me. If you knew Louis, if you know Louis, everyone would understand that whole story. And it was so funny. We laughed about it for years afterwards. And it was a funny event.
That's great. Well, John, I want to thank you for coming on with us this morning and sharing that and just sharing a little time. It was great to talk with you, and we look forward to seeing you up in Indianapolis on May the 5th.
Amen. Please, if anybody's got the time, please come check. If you don't even have to be a pet head, just come and enjoy the evening. Again, like I said, we're going to have a listening party of my new CD, which means basically I'm going to just sit down, and for anyone interested, it'll be the first time that I've sat down and listened with the public. Mm-hmm. And answer questions about the different songs and stuff. That'll be fun. Just a whole lot of opportunity to just spend a pretty exciting day. So if you're not doing anything on Saturday, come on and check us out.
Absolutely. Mark those calendars, and we'll see you then. John, thanks for coming on this morning.
Hey, thank you for the time, man.
All right. John, formerly with Petra, now out on his own. Let's get back into more music here on Spirit 95.